What's up, guys? This is Bobby Douglas, and this is just the second half of the Butler-Stanford condensed game where we're taking a look at Tyrell Terry. So he had a pretty exciting first half, hit some big shots, and let's get right to the second half. So again, he's going to be number 3 in the red. He's guarding on the strong side wing right now, and here he is on the ball. Looked like a little bit of a pseudo stance right there. I'd say, again, his defense leaves a lot to be desired, just in terms of his effort at times, and also also just his frame at 6'1", 160. Let's see what he does here. Gave it to the wing. It looks like he's going to get the ball back here. Let's see what he does. See, that's a really high-level feed from Tyrell Terry. Remember, he's considered one of the smartest players in the draft. And, he could have shown more as a distributor in terms of just his overall passing efficiency, because he did turn the ball over a frequent amount as well. But, people just really love his ability to see the game. And so the flashes that he does show are very valuable in evaluating him. And you saw that really high-level pick-and-roll feed right there. On that play, the defense wasn't really great. Again, lack of physicality really hurts him for purposes on my board. And let's see what he does here. Again, wide open, narrow base, easy money for him. Again, 41% from the line, from three-point line range this past season as a freshman. Let's see what he does here. Maybe he gave up his dribble a little bit too early, in my opinion, on that play. Didn't matter. I think that's Oscar da Silva. So here he's with the dribble. Got a little bit bothered, I would say, on the full court pressure. And so I mentioned this in the first half, where he doesn't really seem to go very far with his dribble. It doesn't really get him a lot of places. He'll often just kind of get stuck at the top of the key and in between the lane lines. And so that's something for him to work on, just his shiftiness with the ball. But again, he doesn't really have the longest arms or the longest strides, so that kind of hurts him, just in terms of gaining natural separation that you see so many of these other guards get. And so that's a legit concern in terms of his NBA. I think it's pretty likely that he just turns into kind of a one-dimensional scorer from three-point range. So, the people who are saying that he's the next franchise point guard, I'm not really sure if I'm willing to call him that at this moment. I obviously love the IQ. I obviously love the shooting. But I'm not really sure if he really has the NBA separation skills just yet. He's out for about a minute here. So until 13-17, so I'll skip ahead. And here we go. I'll skip here. And so this possession he's not in, and then right now he will be. Yep, here he is. So he's on the ball. Right there, that's pretty solid defense. He managed to stay with, I'm not sure who that is for Butler, but managed to stay with him. Just, again, the frame really limits him. So he's inbounding the ball right now. And they have a thing over his head. Good backdoor screen from Terry. That's a really crafty play. Or not backdoor screen, backdoor cut, I should say. That was a really crafty play from Terry, though. And right there, he's not going to make the basket, but he will get fouled, so we'll watch him shoot free throws. There's the first one. Again, he was a 89% free throw shooter, so obviously the shooting is legit. Again, really clean, easy stroke. And that's probably the least concerning thing about his game. Just that shooting ability, because he definitely has that. Just needs to be a little bit more well-rounded, in my opinion. Because right now, it just seems like he's a little bit of a one-trick pony. So here's off the ball. And again, he doesn't really look that engaged defensively. Can cross his feet, hands aren't really up. Just kind of waiting for the possession to be over. Right here, he looks more engaged. Yeah, so right there, that was tough. I get that you have to help there, but again, just kind of losing sight of your man, allowing the backdoor cut, and it leads to an easy basket for Butler. So here's Terry with the ball. He's going to pass it out to da Silva. Got a turnover here. And he's kind of jogging back right now. Doesn't really look super engaged. And so he's obviously a freshman, and he was just inside the RSCI top 100. I think he was 88th coming out of high school. So, there are going to be some plays where he just kind of looks disinterested, and he's going to have some lapses. Obviously, that happens to all freshmen. But I don't think it's encouraging because that also, because not only does he have these lapses somewhat frequently, he also just doesn't really have a good frame for defending. And so teams are really going to have to do a good job of hiding him, I think. But the thing is, he is obviously a very smart player, so you look at him and you just kind of hope that he could be a decent team defender, at least positionally, and then you just kind of take your chances if the offense pans out as well. Right there, that's a pretty nice feed. Nothing really too simple, but just kind of just getting it to where it needs to be. Let's see what he does here. And again, you saw right there, he probably could have tried to maybe get a little bit more deep into the defense, but again, just the lack of long strides and then the short arms, and doesn't really have elite lateral quickness. It just doesn't really do well in terms of doesn't really bode well for him in terms of getting separation in the NBA. We got a timeout for Butler, and we're back. So here he is guarding, not sure who this is again, number 2 for Butler. You see someone engaged there. And here he is on Kamar Baldwin. That's a pretty good contest, and Baldwin missed a shot. That was a nice shot from Terry. Defensively, so you got an offensive foul here. And so again, I'm not really sure what Terry's doing there. He immediately sags off number 2 on Butler, and then he totally lets number 10 on Butler just kind of drive by him. Didn't really seem like a smart play. Looks like the coverage scheme is to kind of let number 2 do what he wants on the perimeter and let him shoot, but that was really deep, and then he ultimately didn't offer any real assistance on the other end. See if he hits that. Again, there's that NBA range you're talking about, and again, really able to just get that shot off on a dime. And so that's a really nice shot from Terry, and that's ultimately what you're kind of hoping he turns into. And again, another kind of defensive lapse, kind of went for the steal and didn't really get it, and then kind of gave up on the play. Luckily, Butler missed that layup, but that's a pretty nice crossover. But it just seems like he has to work so hard to just gain an inch of separation. And so you can't really expect anybody to operate on that high of an energy level for the entire game. He was on the ball. That time did a nice job kind of forcing him baseline. Was beat by a little bit, but then he did a nice job kind of angling his hips towards the baseline and ultimately forcing a bad pass to the weak side corner that ultimately got picked off by Stanford. And again, this is a very good game. And here's Terry. I don't mind that shot. That's the type of shot that I think he needs to shoot a lot more of in the NBA, just kind of coming off of screens and then one dribble pull-ups. So I do think he can make a fair amount of those, so I'm not really mad about that shot if I'm Stanford. So we got a foul on Stanford right here. We got another timeout. And here's Terry on the ball. You can see he's kind of sagging off a little bit. And here he is running the show. Ooh, he could have had a backdoor there. I like the little up fake. That's a really nice pass. De Silva traveled. But again, you saw like the quick thinking from Terry. Immediately gets the double team and immediately just hits Silva. That was a nice pass. Just ultimately, De Silva traveled. So again, this is Butler up 2 with about 45 seconds left. That time it was a nice job by Terry. Baldwin just made a really tough floater. I think that was with his right hand too. But Terry was right there to deny the initial pass, and then he was in a decent shots area to just kind of monitor that shot. So Butler's up 1 here. I think we got a 5-second call on Butler. So Terry's inbounding it here. Ooh, that's a nice backdoor. Well done. Terry wasn't involved on that play, but here we go. Final 15 seconds of the game. Kamar Baldwin, I think, is going to have the game winner from the right wing. Terry not really involved, and that's just a tough shot from Baldwin. And here's Terry, last second of the game, and yeah, that's just tough. That's a freshman mistake, I would say. We'll watch it again here. Again, you got to get a shot off. I don't really like trying to attack the rim in those situations. Just kind of take a step back and kind of just throw up a mid-range jump shot in that area of the floor. No use in going up against 2 guys who are much stronger and taller than you to end that game. You need to get a shot off there, at the very least. I want to see if we watch it again. Yeah, here we go. So this is the... Oh, never mind. This is the... Here we go. So now we'll see the last play of the game. So you see Terry's going to get the ball, and it's basically full steam ahead. No issue with him taking the shot. But he's going up against 2 guys, and he needs to either pass that out or he needs to just rise up and fire. And that's the type of things that he's limited at right now. So with that, I'll end the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video of Tyrell Terry. Obviously, it's a little bit of a different format considering we don't have a full game to really work with. But I still think we learned a lot from watching these extended highlights. And you can basically find all of Stanford's games from this season if you want to watch more of Tyrell Terry on this channel, Matthew Loves Ball. So great YouTube channel to use for situations like this. But hopefully you guys learned enough about Tyrell Terry to make a decent judgment on. And we will see you tomorrow for another breakdown. Thank you so much for watching. And remember, if you like the content of this channel, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe. That really helps me out. So we will see you tomorrow, and thanks for watching.